people get so passionate, and it's like their whole worldview in terms of their sense of security is all wrapped up in it, and there's people on both sides like, no, if that happens, if the other side wins, whatever that is, it's the end of the world. you know that's not the case. We will continue. In 2000 we thought everything was going to go, and then the Mayan calendar came, at 2012. Like, oh, well, that's obviously the end of it all. What's next? 2020 COVID. Oh, well, that's obviously going to be, Armageddon beginning now or something. Expecting you know,
Yeah.
the Mormon trumpeter to point the other direction at some point. I see horses all the time, but not four horsemen. But yeah, it's why is that, Why it's like people, maybe some, just postulating here, get so stressed and depressed that they just want it all to be over. Not just for themselves, but they just want the whole world to end. They're like, voting for giant meteor. Have you seen that one? Right? Giant meteor 2024, just because they can't take it anymore. And I think a lot of that has to do with a judgment that things have to be a certain way that is preconceived based on your expectations, instead of just accepting things as they are. To just sort of allow things to be and let them change and get weird in those uncomfortable places in between this step and that one. It's a free fall. That's life, it's like a subterminal. Oh, yeah, you're not there yet. And the world is changing in ways that we can't even begin to understand, in every aspect of our lives. And if we flip out about it, the change, then it's not going to go so easily. But I feel like right now there's this phase of major change from the 1950s attitude to whatever things are becoming now. Where a lot of people are still hanging on to the 1950s ideas, and it's not going to work for them. It's not going to make things better, and in the judgment that it has to stay the same, I think, is at the root of it. That's my thoughts. Mhm. Well, live and let live. Let people be. That remains the harbor of solace for me, is to just love people as they are, including in their misery, whatever, that's the path, that they're on. They're experiencing the consequences of their mindset and learning from that. And that learning can be turned into a change if they wish to realize it, that the way they see the world has been making them miserable. And we all have the ability to just go, nah, that old way actually didn't really work very well. And it was a program that I was taught. And that, sort of, oh, whatever, that you've attained that too, right? That feeling of like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry so much, just focus on enjoying your life as it is in the simplest forms. That's not an attitude that everybody on this planet has. Yeah, I mean, it's growing older. Obviously, we get a little less grip on the wheel, kind of thing, in life. I think there's part of that, but I think you got to do the work, regardless of how. There's lots of miserable, judgmental old people too. You don't automatically have an enlightened attitude, a lighter attitude just because you got older. Um, and I think it's a choice to deliberately, take on an acceptant attitude, where you just sort of let things be as they are and you pick your battles only. And even then, it's not a battle, it's not attack, it's just, I wish to make a change. Mm. But yeah, no, I can sense that you've got a pretty healthy attitude about life as well. And it's not going to be the same as mine, right? That's the way it works. I think everybody has a different angle on these things to a certain degree, but ultimately the mountaintop of acceptance and, sort of shared connection with everyone despite the massive differences it's all the same mountaintop with a million different paths that get there.
Life is a risk. There's a huge risk in life. The biggest risk in life is that you'll waste it. Is that you'll be 80 years old and kicking yourself saying, if only I'd done this, oh, I wish I'd done that. The biggest risk in life is that you waste your opportunity of living it.